Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Aftershow for issue 27 of The Powers That Be. Again, this one was called Gulliver's Travels. I will say, most of you who just watched the stream or watched this on record or whatever, you missed so many puns in our group chat, including what may become at least a T-shirt, if not the motto for the entire show: "Crows before foes." So, there we go. But as it is, we're going to start, as we usually do, with our stars and wishes. This time, we're going to start with, I don't know, ECAT.
Well, Star has to go to Ray for coming up with the idea of this, because apparently this was all his idea.
Yep.
But and also another star to him for just being the good nature playing along with the sudden gay family attending college. The college tour kind of thing.
Yep.
To throw the security guards off. But all in all, this was just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And thank you all for that, because that yeah. And I don't have any wishes because this just hit all the fun.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll go to Ray next. Ray.
So thank you, and stars to Patrick for fleshing this out the way that you did. I mean, so I have, because of the whole like flying back from DC to Queens, I looked it up on maps to like actually see, because I don't know any of that stuff at all. So I need to, it's like, okay, so give me a landmark or something in order to put myself in the environment of the story. And then as soon as you started talking, Patrick, I'm entering in places so I can see like where on Long Island we are, and just like the knowledge of the place and the thing, and we're going here, here, here. That gave great touch points for anybody that does know the place, but it also helped me. I even just like looking at a map, it's like, okay, like that really helped put me, I could understand the distance from home base Queens where we were, and that was really cool. And then of course just being the cooking up the idea in the first place, running with the half cock, dude, we got to do gulls against crows. That would be so fun.
My only regret is there wasn't a Sharks versus Jet dance number.
Right.
Oh, well, hang on.
No, those gulls had to die.
Yeah.
So
don't make me do a musical episode.
Oh my God.
Come on.
Really? Really, husband? Really?
Yep.
Every good show has one.
He said it, and it's even recorded. So
stars, I mean, look, everybody gets a star for like jumping in. I saw more character initiative in this episode than I've seen in a while. So especially ECAT, because it was so near and dear, and then being willing to take the lead, being hesitant to do so. That was awesome. Pa, you found ways to work out your skills and your abilities, and then of course, just Jack being Jack's self.
Jackass.
And
Yeah.
Crash, like, I think so I agree. That was a ton of fun. Yeah, not really many. I can't think of any wishes off the top of my head, either like interaction, gameplay, or anything around it. That was cool.
All right, going to Julie next.
This was silliness that I think we all absolutely needed. So
Yep.
big star to Patrick for providing the venue for the silliness and for the entire party for just diving in feet first, paw first, beak first, what have you. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by Matt's cat, which is not a bad thing. She's so cute.
Yes, she. Come on.
You
Oh,
acknowledged
there we
her.
go, cat butt.
You
Yep.
acknowledged her.
now it's a zoom.
Yep.
But yeah. I mean, it just what you said. Lots of role play. Yeah, I said I was a little frustrated with combat, not because of Patrick or the party, but because literally the map kept crashing my browser. I think I might have had just one too many tabs for other things open, and the browser was just like. So
Yeah.
mental note for next time: make sure my tech
Yeah.
is updated, and maybe give the laptop a reboot before gaming.
And don't look at porn during the.
Hey, I have
No,
free
that's
members
work
for-
meetings.
All right. Well, let's move on to Matt. Matt,
Yeah.
what do you got?
It's
Let's follow
me.
that
Yes. How can I follow my own self? Yeah. Well, thanks to everybody for putting up with Gravel Jack tonight, because as you can hear,
Raspy Jack.
Raspy Jack is I'm sick and my voice is shot. Matt did not go to a cool concert and scream his lungs out. Unfortunately, I've been coughing. So, so I apologize for, the voice and any additional loopiness. Granted, with Jackdaw, who can tell, really? Definitely, I mean, yeah, the cast, everybody was on fire tonight. It sounds like beating a dead horse at this point to thank / blame Ray and Patrick for coming up with tonight's shenanigans, but it was a lot of goofy fun.
It is totally their fault.
Totally their fault. But hey, and like you said, it's what we needed tonight. Definitely a more seriously toned episode. I don't think I could have made it through. So,
any wishes?
well, as the great man once said, "What's in the box?"
Right. Yeah, I everyone has already said all of the stars that I could possibly list, so just I'm gonna chump out and just say like +1 to what everyone else has said. This was a lot of fun. Crash was a little frustrated that we got derailed from the STEM thing, but that's having the ability to do that on the way back, I think, is going to be nice. And especially since, again, we have 3 of us whose origins are directly tied into STEM science, and I can't be alone in wanting to know what the heck's going on. Obviously, when we take a session off, I need to. It's even more important that I go back and watch like the last couple of episodes, because I was forgetting all of the context, and I apologize for that. Yeah, as far as wishes, not only do I want to see what's in the box, but I want to see what we have to go through to get it. Because I can imagine, what software developers call the happy path, which is just, it's easy, but it's not interesting. So yeah, I would much rather have more interesting things happen. I have this Game Master Intrusion like video key here on my little keypad that I'm just dying to use more often.
Just light it off.
Um So yeah, as far as wishes, yeah, I want to see that. I've gotten I know I mentioned this in our group chat, but just for anyone who may be watching, I picked up a book recently called The Game Master's Handbook of Proactive Role Playing, and it's basically all sorts of nice techniques and ways to put more of the driving force of the story into the player's hands by using their goals rather than simply having us react to whatever the next bit of plot is that Patrick that you decide to throw at us. And I know that's something that has kind of stymied us in the past, where the five of us are kind of sitting waiting for plot, and you're waiting for us to do something. And so I think that that's a balance that we can, I think, strike a little better. But yeah, so
So
every
that's kind of what I was trying to do, because remembering that conversation,
yeah,
and so that's why I asked Neva about picking stuff up. That's
Yep.
why I asked Paw about sensing using animal instincts and just trying to bringing finding opportunities to bring not the main character of this segment into the story in a meaningful
Yeah.
and involved way so that we all get to play.
Yep. But yeah, I think that that is something that we can try to work on a little bit more. So everyone go back and revisit your character arcs, because we should we should be having an active hand in making those happen as players. Um, and then finally, for Stars and Wishes, Patrick, our illustrious GM.
So I too am reading the proactive gaming book, so I'm enjoying that. So and especially like the push for the next episode is exactly where you guys want to travel to. I have a interesting challenge put together for that. I have been inspired. I feel sorry for anybody who will have to go through what this inspiration has, but
No, you don't.
That's
No,
how-
you
that's how
No,
we
you
roll here.
don't.
You do not.
so
I'm just waiting to see how you
Sen-
fit in telekinetically fencing mimes into, that particular. Sorry.
And another idea for the books.
Like, don't
No,
give him
it
more
already
ideas,
happened.
Matt.
That's the end.
that picture was the inspiration for the mimes.
Okay.
So it's the picture of a fencer fencing against a mime who is, fencing with an imaginary sword and has stabbed the fencer and killed him.
Oh yeah, that.
So that was the idea
Yeah.
for the two mimes,
Nice.
who are still out there, of course.
Yeah.
One's sort of working for you guys. So, for the stars, I want to go off, and since the good stars have been taken, of course, I want to go off left field a little bit. I want to give stars to the cats who joined us tonight. Provided some great entertainment. I'm not sure if our microphones on our side picked it up, because it seems to be pretty good at filtering out cats, but our one cat was singing us the song of his people during the game for reasons. Then, of course, we also had Nimbus hanging out throughout and even giving you the paw.
Yeah. At one
Yes.
point, Charlie came up too and was visible if you go back and watch, because a lot of you were looking down, but
Yeah.
Charlie's face was like right here at one point.
Yeah, and I could hear Grimmy, yelling at
In
his
the
blankets in the background.
Yep.
Old
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, Mirren had to come in and it's past your bedtime.
Yep.
Yep. So that went well. I love everybody's role playing tonight. That was just exceptional. And I'm trying to design the next one to give you guys a lot of leeway into how we're going to handle the challenges that are coming up. Hopefully this will be a lot of opportunity for y'all to role play with basically throw you into a situation where you all have to play against each other, because you are all excellent at this. It is working out quite well.
Wait, play against each other or play off each other? Because those are two very
Maybe
different
both.
things.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Who's the big bad that we're going up against, Trevor?
The world may never know.
So, but yeah, I definitely have an inspiration for this next one, which will be quite obvious to anybody who knows once the title comes out. And and for wishes, I hope shifting how we do the gaming works well. I like that. Because I have, like said, like the big character and the big story arcs and stuff going on in the background, but really we need to zoom in better on each person's thing. And so we can kind of rotate between people onto which things they want to address in any week, and we just build story around it. Yeah, well, that's what we do, and we have all demonstrated to be quite competent at both playing our characters and building the world around us.
Yeah.
So that is a wonderful thing with collaborative gaming, and one of the reasons I like gaming so much is that it is a collaborative thing.
All
Definitely.
right. So,
All right.
anything else that anyone wants to bring up before we call it a night?
Well, it's the question of, do y'all want to hear the Four Loko story or not?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, so for our audience that may or may not be out there, this happened at Pinzik, which is this big medieval festival that all of us at least used to go to.
There will be links in the description, as well as a link to the book, by the way, because it's really good.
So it's 2 weeks in August in Western Pennsylvania. It's generally hot and muggy, and a tent city of well over 10,000 people gets erected. Towards the end of it, people pack their shit up and leave, and they tend to leave stuff in the dumpsters just because they don't want to carry it home. The encampment that I stay in is one of the last to pack up generally. And so the very special man-at-arms, who I think is, I can't remember if Sven is a squire now or not, shows up beaming after dumpster diving and literally has a case of knockoff Four Loko. It's not even Four Loko. It's some off-brand Four Loko with like one taken out of it, and then the entire 23 other cans in the packaging just got tipped into a dumpster.
That should have been its clue.
Which, yeah, but this is Sven, and which is not his actual name or the name he goes by our community with. It's the name he's earned many times. So he shows up with this, and it's like, again, there's that hint of like, this is terrible, and it can't have been improved by, laying out in the hot sun for God knows how long in a dumpster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, guys, I brought alcohol. It's like, no, you turn around and you take that back to where you find it. And he was like, really sticking to his guns here. And finally, it just was like, I was like, I swear to God, if you do not throw that stuff out, my liver will crawl out of my body and bitch slap you. Was apparently what came out of my mouth at that moment. So,
Nice.
Anyway, so hopefully that's enough of a payoff for that long story.
So for those of you not familiar with the SCA, that's how most SCA stories go. They're long and meandering, and the payoff at the end may or may not be worth it. But for anyone who knows the context, Squire Wesley is still handcuffed to his own golf cart. Help! On that note. All right, we're going to get out of here. Again, if you like what we do, if you don't like what we do, if you just want to know that we're there, if you just want us to know that you're there, leave us comments, leave us questions, leave us suggestions, leave us death threats, whatever floats your boat. But in the meantime, for Patrick, ECAT, Matt, Julie, and Ray, I am Trevor, the Vitruvian People. Have a good night, everyone. And remember, pros before foes.